Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning, Mayor.
I don't know how encouraged you are to be here, but I cannot contain my elation. Sheriff Burdnick, we were looking at the weather forecast last week for today, and it called for rain. But guess what? The gentleman to my left, no, it wasn't me. I'm not going to take credit for that one. If it rained, I'd probably take the blame. But our esteemed superintendent of the Great Falls National Park made one phone call, and look who came out.
I got a direct line to the Almighty. Yes.
Hey, Mr. Blue Sky. Yes. Very upbeat. So, ladies and gentlemen, here we are, and look at the falls in full splendor just for today. Good job, Gus. Excellent work with all the choreography. But you know, for those that are not familiar with Paterson's history, this is where our city was born. And this is where our city will be reborn. There's so much talk about the Renaissance. And the rebirth will occur right here at the Great Falls. And the Riverwalk will make the falls even more aesthetically appealing to the eye and enhance the beauty so that Patersonians and non-Patersonians alike can enjoy what we have to offer as far as our number one natural asset here in the city of Paterson is concerned. I see the synergy occurring. The stars are aligning for our city. Right behind us, Baye Adolfo Wilson is putting the finishing touches on the restored, historic Hinch Lift Stadium, where we're hoping that the New Jersey Jackals will call home. Stay tuned. Maybe Wednesday. Spoiler alert. But nevertheless, this couldn't happen without leadership, visionary leadership, just like Alexander Hamilton. Because if I said it once, I'll say it a million times. Deputy Mayor Eli Burgos, this is where I believe the American dream was born. Because it was an immigrant, Alexander Hamilton, who had the vision. And then that vision led to industrialization. And the industrialization led to more immigration. And because of that innovation, this city became the first planned industrial city in the United States of America. Industrialization, innovation, immigration, all the ingredients for the American dream. At this time, who says you can't go home? One of our own, a native son of Paterson, the aforementioned superintendent of the Great Falls National Park, Darren Bach.
Thank you, Mayor. It's always difficult to follow the cheerleader in chief, who always comes up here with no notes, and then he introduces me. So I'll keep this brief.
Got my Paterson pom-poms.
Yes, Mayor, Councilman, guests.
Tell him one, two.
Yes.
It's true.
That's his line. Frederick Law Olmsted, the famous architect and a key contributor to the establishment of the National Park System, he once wrote, this is a long time ago, but I think it's worth reading, "It is one great purpose of the park to supply to the hundreds of thousands of tired workers who have no opportunity to spend their summers in the country a specimen of God's handiwork that shall be to them inexpensively what a month or two in the White Mountains or the Adirondacks is at great cost to those of easier circumstance." Long ago, Olmsted understood the relevance of an urban national park experience to those that live in the city. People who cannot easily access places like Yosemite or Yellowstone or the Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
Here in Paterson, we have a national park.
Yes, we do.
One of only 424 in this nation. A park that, while certainly not as expansive as those Western icons, is no less nationally significant. For it was here, as the mayor said, that Hamilton established America's first planned city of industry and innovation. A city whose reach went far beyond the 8 square miles that make up the city. This new addition to this national park, the Quarry Lawn, will be a perfect place for our 300,000 and growing visitors per year that come here to appreciate the natural, cultural, and historic resources that make this national park unlike any other. Behind me, where the Quarry Lawn will be, a mountain once stood. Through the 19th century, it was a quarry. And finally, after decades of industry, it became a ruinous, unsafe place with no public access. Where there was never a park, a new one will soon welcome thousands of visitors in a place that preserves the remnants of the past, but also allows for recreation and respite. I want to thank the mayor for continuing. I'm skipped 3 paragraphs. I want to thank the mayor for continuing to be a cheerleader, and the congressman. The congressman.
Whoa, you elevated him. That's good.
I wanted to thank the congressman. Where's the staff?
Right there. Cut that. Yes.
I wanted to tell the congressman today how I'm not standing here if he's not standing here. And I really appreciate him and everything he's done over decades to bring us to these points. These events, these ribbon cuttings, these groundbreakings are all kind of rolling together now.
Yes.
And none of them really, ultimately, at the end of the day, I don't think happen if it weren't for the congressman. I also want to thank John Franco in particular.
Franco! GFA!
He's the director of historic preservation. I think he's an attorney, an architect, an accountant, a grant writer. I get the sense he does pretty much a little of everything.
He does. Jack of all trades.
We began this process for this project in 2018 in a meeting in my office. And here we are 4 years later, and I know it's thanks to a superb group of architects and engineers and other professionals that John Franco will soon recognize. But just going from that concept here to construction, really ultimately, if there's a linchpin to all of that, over the past 4 years, it's this gentleman right here, John Franco, so I want to thank you. With that, I thank you, and Mayor,
yes, thank you.
Go back this way. And we got a bunch of shovels waiting for us, so let's
Yes, we do. We got to hurry up. But there's no rain on the way, so we got some time here. The sun is on our side, Sheriff. And I also want to, you alluded to the congressman. Unfortunately, he did have a death in his family. I visited him and his wife today at the funeral home in Hawthorne. And his brother-in-law, Joe Botto, has left this life, who was a veteran and lived on Alabama Avenue here in the city of Paterson. So we extend our condolences to his family relative to their loss. So we do have with us a representative from the congressman's office, young lady from Paterson, Ashante Johnson. Thank you.
It's all yours. Take it away.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
So as we're here, isn't this beautiful? Right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I was born and raised in Paterson, so it's always a pleasure to see it being worked on and see it being renovated for the new generation to come and admire the city as well. So, it's important that we don't let the city go to waste because it's beautiful. As our mayor said, this city is really historic.
It is.
The city of Paterson, the birthmark of the city is the falls right here. The water power, the naturalistic falls that we have, this is all from the city of Paterson. It's not man-made. It was made from God. So that's something that we should be appreciative and that we should always teach the young children about, and that we should always come and visit and take care of it and keep it clean. And let's just continue to take care of Paterson, to continue to shout it out and continue to visit it and to nurture our city, nurture this community. So I'm Ashante Johnson on behalf of Congressman Pasquale, and he's very proud of the city of Paterson and everyone standing behind me and the work that they are doing. So thank you all for being here.
Thank you, Ashante. Thank you. And express to the congressman our sincere gratitude to him. He is a warrior in Washington. He's always fighting. Even when he's looking in the mirror, he's fighting. It's just in his DNA. This time, we can't have anything happen without collaboration, and we're proud of the partnership that we have with Passaic County. We have with us the first Italian-born county commissioner here in Passaic County from our neighboring town of West Paterson. Yeah, I said it. Ladies and gentlemen, an honorary Patersonian, Pasquale Pat Lepore.
Man, is he a tough act to follow. First of all, thank you for the invite, Mayor.
Thank you.
And I'm very proud and happy to be here on behalf of all the county commissioners. So on behalf of the county commissioners, I would like to invite everyone here to the Spruce Street ribbon cutting ceremony on Wednesday, September 21st, 22 at 11:30 a.m. I'm pleased to be here as your county commissioner and to continue to show support of the Passaic County's projects like the one we have today, and the millions of dollars that have been invested into the Great Falls District through our open space funding and public works project like the Spruce Street Bridge. The county commissioners continue to make investments in parks like Mary Ellen Kramer Park and Hinchcliffe Stadium. Now, the mayor is famous for spoiler alerts, and I'm going to one-up him here now. Spoiler alert, there's a project right here in this vicinity that we will be collaborating with the city of Paterson, and that'll be announced in the
Yes.
near future.
Oh, I know what he's talking about.
Yeah, I know
Thank
too.
you.
So thank you all who have participated and come here.
Paraphrase something you've probably heard in the past. We're going to get a bridge to somewhere. Yes. Whoa. But speaking of bridges, want to thank you, and Lou Imhoff, thank you for joining us, the clerk to the county commissioners. That's right. Next week, we have another announcement. As you can see, the work has been completed on the Spruce Street Bridge, which is the gateway to the Great Falls. And we're ready to cut the ribbon on that one as well. You see, like I said, when I say stars are aligning, we're creating synergy here, that's exactly what I mean. We've just been joined by Leonard Zacks from the partnership, Hamilton Partnership for Paterson. We talk about synergy. We didn't even mention the fact, and I want to highlight one of the most salient data points that you raised, Gus. We had 300,000 visitors here at the Falls last year. When we build that visitor center, named for the founder of Paterson, Alexander Hamilton, we hope to eclipse 1 million visitors annually here at the Great Falls. So hope to get that shovel in the ground before the next census, Leonard, please. Let's go. Let's do this. This time, speaking of the census, as a result, what a pivot point. This is no longer the first ward. Now the Great Falls is situated in the fighting or famous 5th Ward. And we have with us our representative, the councilman, the Honorable Louis A. Velez. He'll tell you what the A stands for. Go.
For action,
Alignment.
and armory.
The armory. He wants the armory.
First of all, Mayor,
Yes.
Superintendent,
Thank you.
guests, the Flanagan family. I had to mention that one just
Yeah.
in case. I don't know if the Flanagan Raymond family, but it falls into it. But 2020 was a exciting moment, not only for the city of Paterson in general, because we broke the record of meeting the standards.
Oh, no.
I say broke the
Something
record,
you said,
not
what
yeah. Is that the census will bring us where we at right now?
Yes.
So I call it the when they do a body
Yeah, autopsy.
autopsy of the ward, and they brought this place to the 5th Ward. So
Yes.
I am honored.
Yes.
I'm happy to represent this area from this point all the way down to East 31st Street,
Yeah, Louis.
and all the way down from here, Spruce Street, all the way down to Ellison Street.
You talk about gerrymandering.
All right.
Oh, my God. That's
All right.
gerrymandering.
I
Danny.
have the
Come on.
best ward in the city of Paterson,
Oh.
because it's called the Heart of Paterson. And if the Heart of Paterson is beeping right, the whole entire city will do fine.
Thank you.
So, Mayor, one thing I was thinking about, there's a councilman that says that the Great Falls is the 2nd ward. I say you stay with the river. I stay with the other side of the river.
Them
Right?
fighting words.
So
Louis.
they all want my ward now. So I don't know. I could take the other side too. So, lady, hey, you know why I say this? Because let me say something. Since before 2016 being a council member, I've been involved always. Whoever not say different is wrong. They don't live in Paterson. But I always look at this place a destination for others.
Yes.
All right? And today we are going to break ground on the Riverwalk. Right?
We like that.
For me is breaking ground to the future and past for others. Why? Because tomorrow probably I'm not here. God calls me or something, right? But at least we could do something for the next generation coming in. That they have a place to come, walk, look at the river, enjoy what is recreation. And not only that, probably the movie industry makes romantic films over here. You never know. It's a good place to do
Fall in love
beautiful,
with the falls.
fall in love with the Great Falls. And with
campaign right there.
and co-actor the councilman, just in case.
Stunt double.
So this is what I say, and I was gonna say it. We're gonna remove the word cheerleader from this man. Okay? Now is leadership leader. And that's what we want in the city of Paterson. A lot of people say, why you are at a lot of press conference with the mayor? I say, because I would like to join always the good news for Paterson. Always the good news for Paterson. And let me say something, and I say it as it is. That's why they call me true and real.
That's right.
If there's toxic in the way, we're gonna move it out of the way. Because we wanna make sure that people are happy and feel proud what Paterson is, and that negativism in the council is gonna go. And I make sure that when we bring project to the city of Paterson, benefit the entire community, and I would be there to support it 150% or more. Because it's Paterson, and it's for the future of Paterson and my kids and your kids, my grandchild, and et cetera, et cetera. So, ladies and gentlemen, officially welcome to the Fifth Ward. We got great restaurant, great food, great people, great fall, great councilman. God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you.
He was in top form today, huh? Want to also acknowledge America's Sheriff, Richard H. Burdnick. Thank you for joining us. We have a few deputy mayors. Deputy Mayor Eli Burgos. Thank you, Eli. I see a street naming in your future. Deputy Mayor Maria del Pilar Rivas. Deputy Mayor Ryan Old. Now, you talked about the Great Falls. We have great food. We have a great future. We just had a great festival.
Correct.
And I want to acknowledge the fact that we had our director, Della McCall, working in collaboration with a young man who's been doing this for quite some time, and that is the president of the Greater Paterson Chamber of Commerce, Orlando Cruz.
We are sending the Sid.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. He said he doesn't want to speak. He wants to be like Dak Prescott. He's going to stay on the sidelines right now. Oops. Ouch, Cowboys fans. I did acknowledge him earlier, but we really appreciate Bayo Adolfo Wilson and his leadership in bringing back New Jersey's Field of Dreams, Hinchliffe Stadium. Thank you, Bayo, again. This time we want to call forward the authority on historic preservation here in the city of Paterson. His history goes all the way back to Italy. And as you know, they know a little something or two about history. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for a man who's been laboring the vineyard here in the city since 2005, and that is John Franco Archimede. Oh, there you go. Thank you, Mayor. Okay, the Green Acres people. Yeah. You got it. Thank you. Hey, Darren, how's it going?
Thank you, Mayor. Good morning, everyone.
I got it.
Another fine, sunny, fabulous day at the Great Falls. I'm so pleased to be here, following up on the comments of Darren and the Mayor and all of our other speakers this morning. It's a fabulous day for Paterson. We're really glad that you've all joined us. Really grateful that our partners are here for this event as well. And because everyone's here, I'm going to extend my comments by at least another hour. So I hope everyone's comfortable and got their sunscreen with them. Okay. So yes, as Darren mentioned earlier, we really do work in partnership. We have a partnership park here and a partnership paradigm and a partnership mentality. This is truly 3 levels of government, the community working together to build this national park in the great city of Paterson, New Jersey, in the great state of New Jersey.
Yeah.
So I need to say thank you first to our great partners who are here, not only for the funding that they've brought, but also for their wisdom, their continued patience with our various deadlines that have become very kind of, fluid when it comes to COVID, this great event that has happened across our nation and world. And I'm really proud to still be here after the 4 years and bringing this project finally together. And I know that all of you are as well. So Darren, thank you for your partnership. Thanks to the agency as well. We're really very proud to have you here. Continue to extend all of our goodwill and courtesies to continuing to develop this partnership park. Also, we have representatives from the State of New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection Green Acres Program. We have the director, Martha Sapp, here as well. And our point of contact, our manager for Paterson, Amy Samosky. I'd like to acknowledge them as well.
Amy.
I know that they're going to have some words to say
Yes, they
after
are.
I'm done.
Yes.
I don't want you to think that we've forgotten. Okay.
He's not going to rain on your parade.
As well
Because
as
it's not
over
raining
to
today.
Commissioner Lepore. Thank you to the County of Passaic for all of their ongoing continuing partnership with respect to funding as well. This project, Quarry Lawn, has a small amount of funding from the County Commissioners through the Open Space Fund, and I want to acknowledge that as well. So thank you very much. Our other partners that are not necessarily represented, but are here with respect to our brownfields program, our brownfields development area program, our hazardous discharge site remediation fund that we rely on heavily to clean up these lands as we develop them with these amenities. We have our licensed site remediation professionals from the company of GEI. We have Fran and Mike also joining us. I want to thank you for your ongoing time here and efforts, not only with Overlook Park and Mary Ellen Kramer, but now moving on and moving forward. So your partnership is also appreciated. Our engineers that are sort of a main engineer or a prime contracting engineer, Engineering and Land Planning Associates, Ed Confair is here joining us. Ed, thank you, and thank ELP for their ongoing contributions here. ELP also represents a group of professionals because we have a very complicated site. Not only is it a brownfield, but it's also a very important historic site. And unlike the couple of parks we've developed so far and reclaimed so far, it has not been a park before. So we've got some significant challenges with respect to this project that we're grateful for the assistance of all our professional team. Our contractors are also here. Flanagan's contracting group. We have Bob and Bob Flanagan, and we'd like to thank you for being here as well and helping to arrange for our groundbreaking ceremony today. So, it was mentioned earlier by Darren that not only did the Quarry Lawn area start as a mountain, and it was quarried very early on in the city's history, but it was quarried on in the very beginning of the city's history. Now, if you can think back to the War of 1812. Does anybody remember the war? No, okay, so no one remembers the War of 1812. But you remember the War of 1812. The War of 1812 actually was kind of when the city of Paterson was starting to develop its roads and its networks, and the quarry here goes back that far. We'd love to tell that story and the amenities in this park as well. So thanks again for being here, and thank you, Mayor, for having me.
Thank you. Thank you.
John Franco, we really appreciate all of the work that you've done throughout the years to preserve our history. You think about Vista Park. I mean, that's a testament and tribute to John Franco Archimede. And most recently, the Lou Costello Memorial Park. Thank you, because I saw the panels up telling the story as well. We need to tell our story because we got a story to tell here in the city. And I know that during the War of 1812, that's when Francis Scott Key wrote the Star Spangled Banner right here at the Great Falls. No, I'm sorry, wrong. There's a Battle of Baltimore. Getting the harbor and the falls mixed up. So we're honored to have with us from the DEP, Green Acres, the director, Martha Sapp. Please join us, Martha, and show off that shirt. I take a large.
Thank you very much. I am here actually extending my regards from our commissioner, Sean Latourette, who was regrettably couldn't be here today. He loves coming to Paterson, and why wouldn't he? There's never a lack of enthusiasm here in Paterson. Really? But that's because you have a lot to be enthusiastic about. And we're very happy to be part of this with you. And I appreciate what Gianfranco said about how Green Acres is more than just a funder. We do consider ourselves to be your partners.
Thank you.
Not just here at Overlook Park, but throughout Paterson. We've been investing our funding, the public's funding here, because we believe in you. We believe that the city has so much to offer. You have so much vision, and both looking backwards and respecting the past, and looking forward and seeing how things need to be for the future. So Green Acres is with you all the way, and we appreciate you inviting us here today. Take care.
Terrific. Terrific. Yeah. Did you bring another check with you, or? Okay. Let me guess, the check is in the mail?
In the mail?
Okay. And last but certainly not least, when you talk about enthusiasm, Martha, we can't contain our enthusiasm here in the city of Paterson. There's a young man who we have to make sure regulates his caffeine intake because unfortunately he's on his 6th cup of coffee and it's not even noon. That is our high energy director of economic development here in the city of Paterson, Mike the Whirling Dervish Powell. Do a little spin.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks, everyone. I prepared about a 2-hour speech, so I'm very excited that Danny Bacchus, you're going to cover all of it live for Channel 12. My debut here for the longest press conference in American history. No, I just really want to thank everyone for coming today. It's a very important project, and again, I want to thank Gianfranco and my staff, who's really been a terrific steward of many of the works that went into the creation of what was going to become the state park, designed by Jim Corner, who did the High Line in Manhattan, and the concept of several different concentric circles and really capitalizing upon the falls, but so that you could ultimately come here for an entire period of time, but you could do it for what made the most sense for you. And so Gianfranco has been tirelessly working to continue to implement each step of the way. And we were able to infuse some steroids over the course of the mayor's tenure here. What happened is that with the state tax credits, we were able to infuse about $175 million worth of opportunity. And so you can see the crane right behind me. That's over at Hinchliffe Stadium right now. Baye's here representing our team that's really kind of bringing life back into one of the few remaining Negro League stadiums in America. And we're excited for this to become a huge tourist destination, both for athleticism, but also for understanding race and class in American history. We think that cultural heritage, historic preservation, and the use of open space is a catalytic factor in how we can transform Paterson into the legacy city that we know it was and can be again. And so I'm going to take you on a quick virtual tour, which is, again, as the mayor alluded to, right behind me is also going to be Vista Park, which is, again, a testament to Gianfranco and the continuation of reclaiming what was going to be kind of private land into public-private opportunity. And I think utilizing open space, you're going to be able to see the horizon there, 13 miles all the way to Manhattan, as well as the skyline of Paterson. It's going to be fantastic. Right next to that is 468 Toto, that's slated for lofts. It's going to be a testament to utilizing the parking garage that's there and also driving historic preservation and adaptive reuse. Obviously, we mentioned the stadium. We're also going to have 74 units of housing right up at the falls as well. That's also going to have a daycare facility on the ground floor as well as senior housing upstairs. So a real combination of alternative economic development and what I would say is creative, affordable housing in a way that's going to connect youth and some of our seniors. So then you come across Mary Ellen Kramer Park. I'm very excited that we're going to have an opportunity for creating a connection between both the visitor center here and the falls overlook, but also to Mary Ellen Kramer Park, and really build that testament of history in terms of historic preservation, which is what the former mayor's wife was so committed to. And so also right here at the former steam plant is going to be the home to Darren's new office, which is going to be the Alexander Hamilton Education and Visitor Center that we're very excited that he's going to have a whole bunch of new hats too. It's going to be really something else. And then to be able to connect it to the Quarry lawn, and then right above it was going to be this mixed-use parking garage, which is going to connect to the Visitor Center, which will also have a youth performing arts center that's tied to Main Street. I know I'm talking really fast, but I hope you're excited about what's happening here. This is over $175 million for the state dollars. And by the way, I want to be abundantly clear that Louis A. Velez, his ward, has expanded to include of this. So he's going to have an honorary sign on every one of these things. Don't think it's not going to happen, Louis. You know that's going to happen. So now we're going to connect over to Argus. So that's, again, a whole nother development that includes parking on the ground floor, as well as 74 units, as well as public space that's going to be tied for grandparents raising grandchildren. And then you keep going right across the way, you got Lucas Della Park that the mayor alluded to, which has also been done. And again, John Franco, again, another great project that is going to, connect to the neighborhood. It's connecting the school too. They have an entire program that's tied in with kids that are on the spectrum. It's already being utilized. It's fantastic. And then right across the street, we got the Fabricolor building coming back as well, which is a whole nother derelict site that is going to connect this Riverwalk all the way to that. So when you come to Paterson, you're going to spend hours upon hours learning about history, understanding about cultural heritage, and you're going to get about as fired up as I am right now. And so, and that's just, there we go. And then Leonard, we're going to have connected all the Peruvian restaurants. You're going to get a new coupon when you come see Darren. You're going to be able to eat panchitos for free. It's going to be in Loma. There we go. Perfecto. Well, we'll bring it up later. I'm going to tread lightly on that one. So, and then we also want to talk about Ward Street, okay? The train station in downtown Paterson has been underutilized for far too long. Okay, so this is a $30+ million project that's going to drive another $40 million investment in terms of mixed use, housing, and ground floor retail and beyond. I think we're going to build Paterson's first new beer garden as well. But really what we're going to do is also connect back to the state. And the idea is to try and figure out how we can use transportation to drive future development. So I'm particularly excited, and the council will approve hopefully on Tuesday night, that we have a new economic development comprehensive plan that we're going to go out with on Tuesday. That's not mine.
Hey, that's mine.
It's in your ward now, sir. Let's take care of it. So what we're going to be doing is building a broader vision, thanks to the state. And again, I can't thank our state partners, our federal partners, our delegation. This is really what the mayor's alluding to in terms of the stars aligning, because we couldn't do this alone. Yes, the mayor is relentless, and yes, he's pushing on us to do all that we can do. But without all of our partners in each level of government, as well as all of you, to help us drive home the importance of Paterson, only is that make it possible. And so with the downtown train station coming back, we also have the armory that's now, all the footings are done. That's moving in the 5th Ward, and that is another Louis project. I think his face is still on it. We made sure that stayed up for the entire election. And on top of it, the Leader Die site is already in construction with regards to becoming a school. So for all intents and purposes, and I'll end with this administration has been relentless on making sure that we take derelict sites and turn them into productive public use. And again, Leader Die. Without John Franco, not even possible.
Right.
So again, I want to be very cognizant of the fact that we stand on the shoulders of those that came before us. But I think it's a tenacity and a persistence that has been the cornerstone of this administration that I'm particularly proud of, and I think is really important to know. And I can't thank our county partners enough, because again, and there's more coming, a bridge to somewhere hopefully, and there's much more that they are doing in terms of open space, but really also knowing that as the county seat, Paterson plays an important role. And so I will be brief. I do want to thank the mayor for the time, and again, I want to thank my team and staff and all the deputy mayors and Leonard and Baye. We couldn't do it without all of you. And so thank you for all your hard work. There's more to come. We're just getting started, but the engine's roaring. So thank you.
Thank you, Michael. Again, we're profoundly grateful to you as well for the hours that you put in. This man, he walks his dog at 2 in the morning and takes phone calls about the falls. It's incredible devotion.
I'm a witness.
So I want to dovetail with a data point relative to derelict properties. It's an interesting data point. When we first got into office, there was about 1,200 abandoned properties in Paterson. Now, 4 years later, there's 400. So we've reduced that number by 70%. And the fire chief pointed something out at our town hall meeting last week, that we've seen a reduction in fires by 40%. And he's seeing a correlation between the number of abandoned properties and new construction, and fewer fires in the city of Paterson. And so the segue is, we're on fire in the city of Paterson. And fuego. The city has been stagnant for too long, and now it's time, as a strategically impatient mayor, for us to keep it going and to make sure we maintain the momentum, that we become that city of solutions and we become that city of synergy. Yes, home of the Great Falls, great food, and a great future. Let's break ground right now. Let's go.